Good afternoon, everybody. It's Miss Morgan from the Williston Community Library, bringing you today's week 3 of the summer reading program. So in your bag is a little Ziploc bag that has some popsicle sticks, some yarn, and a safety pin in it. So for today's activity, you're going to need your yarn and your safety pin, and then also a pair of scissors. So what we're going to do is we are going to create our very own animal tails. And if you look, yesterday I created an animal tail the animal that I chose is a horse. And I braided my horse's tail. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your yarn and you're going to undo it, so it should be kind of tied but not in a knot, and you're going to undo it some, and it is going to be long. And then the way that I did it was I folded it over again, and you're going to want to make sure that you keep some of this yarn, because when we make our puppets in week 8, you're going to need some yarn for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the yarn that I'm going to need for my puppets. So I cut off my yarn that I'm going to need for my puppet, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that aside. And the rest of it we get to use for our animal tails. So what I'm going to do is, I got mine in a big knot now. I'm going to figure out how long I want my tail to be. So I think I want my tail to be about this long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm just going to do it a couple times. That way I know that it's all the same length. And then I'm going to just go ahead and cut it with my scissors. And then I'm also going to take it like this and cut it on both of the sides where there's loops. Alright, so now I have my string for my horsetail, because I like horses, so I'm going to use a horse again. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my safety pin, and you're going to need your grown-ups help with this because we don't want to get poked with it. And you're going to open it and figure out which side opens, and we're going to put our tail on the opposite side. So here's the part that opens, and here's the part where I'm going to put my animal tail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my string that I cut, and I'm going to, let me zoom in a little bit, sorry guys. Okay, so I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to take my safety pin, after I remember which side it is, and I'm going to put the string through my safety pin. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make a knot. So if you want to do your knot in a couple different strings, that's okay. Or if you want to do them all together, it's totally up to you. So I'm going ahead and I'm tying my knot. And this is just to make sure that our animal's tail stays, or our string for our animal tail stays. And oops, my yarn got caught. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So I think mine's going to be easiest. I'm going to go ahead and knot it before I put it on. That way it'll be easier for when I go to tie it on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie. So I have my knot, and I'm going to stick it through, and then now I'm going to take my string and I'm going to knot it on. And it is a little bit easier if you have a knot already made because the string stays together, or if you do it in smaller clumps than what I was trying to do. So I'm going to double knot mine on, that way I know that it stays, but you can do it however you would like. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the knot that I made originally. Alright, so here is my horsetail, and you can decide to leave it the way that it is, or you can decide if you're making a horsetail, if you're making a different kind of animal tail, you can decide if you want to leave it just like this, or if you want to, I could take it and I could actually braid it like I did this one, but I think I'm going to leave it. So once you create your animal tail, you can go ahead and you can have your grown-ups help, and you can actually put it on like a tail. Alright, so now that we've made our animal tails, hopefully you've had a chance to do yours. And I know that the colors of the strings aren't going to represent the animals exactly the way that they are in real life, but we're going to use our imagination, and I'm going to pretend that my horse has a teal or a mint colored tail. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we are going to read our story. So we are going to read Eric Carle's From Head to Toe. And there's some movements in this book, so you're going to want to make sure that you can move around and get ready. From head to toe. From Head to Toe by Eric Carle. I am a penguin, and I turn my head. Can you do it? Can you turn your head? I can do it. I am a giraffe, and I bend my neck. Can you do it? Can you bend your neck? I can do it. And you can bend it all different kinds of ways. I am a buffalo, and I raise my shoulders. Can you do it? Can you raise your shoulders? I can do it. I am a monkey, and I wave my arms. Can you wave your arms like a monkey? I can do it. I am a seal, and I clap my hands. Can you do it? Can you clap your hands? I can do it. I am a gorilla, and I thump my chest. Can you do it? Look, can you go like this, and can you thump your chest like a gorilla? I can do it. I am a cat, and I arch my back. Can you arch your back? So this one you're going to have to stand up for. Can you arch your back like a cat? I can do it. I am a crocodile and I wriggle my hips. Can you wiggle your hips like a crocodile? I can do it. I am a camel and I bend my knees. So this one you're going to bend your knees. So you're going to bend your knees. I am a donkey and I kick my legs. Can you do it? Look, can you put your two front hands, I'm thinking of an animal. Can you put your two hands on the ground and kick your legs up in the air like a donkey? I am an elephant and I stomp my foot. Can you do it? Can you stomp your foot? I can do it. I am I, and I wiggle my toe. Can you wiggle your toe? Can you do it? I can do it. I can do it. The end. All right, everybody. So now that we've had a chance to make our animal tales and read our story and learn some of the things that animals do and the way that some of them move, we are going to go ahead and we are going to conclude today's summer reading activity. But before we go, I want to remind you about the week 3 summer reading challenge. Let me zoom in on that. And there's the 9 squares that you can do and fill out. And if you send them to us via Messenger or to our email address, we will get you put into the drawing for next Monday. So make sure that you get this completed and turned in by Sunday. That way you can be included in the drawing. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for today's summer reading program, and we'll see you next time.